everyone, meteorologist Carly Smith here. We are going to get things started. How's everyone doing on this Wednesday? So yes, you might have just seen, we are talking about Memorial Day weekend, how hot it's going to be, how you need to stay hydrated. The wind is going to be breezy, so it's not going to be the best boating conditions. I know everyone will be wanting to do it. We will be mostly sunny, very, very, very low chance for a shower. We'll get into that, but those temperatures are going to be pretty much out of control. We could be nearing some record highs as we head into the weekend. Low temperatures are still staying in the upper 70s, low 80s, so it is going to be a hot one. So I hope you're ready for it. Now, listen, this is the information that's worth sharing about. Of course, we're still 7 days out, but there is a chance for a tiny bit of a cool down as we head into next week. So there's a chance. I'm telling you, there's a chance. So we'll get into that information now. Once again, I'm meteorologist Carly Smith. Thank you to everyone that is joining this live update. I just want you to be prepared for the hot conditions we have over the weekend. We also could be dealing with some minor coastal flooding. So if you have plans to head to the beach, keep that in mind. Coastal flooding may be possible. That has to do with the fact that we've got a full moon tomorrow. So this is your Memorial Day forecast. We just talked all about it. It is going to be a hot one. It is going to be a breezy one. We'll get to those heat index values in just a second. But here's what's going on with our tides. Now, I don't have the high tides listed for Saturday, Sunday, Monday just yet because I want to see how things play out over the next 3 days, because this morning the tide did not look high. It was high, but it did not look like it was causing coastal flooding at the entrance of Whitecap this morning. But with that being said, when Bob Paul Pier gets above 1.5 on the tide forecast, we tend to get some minor coastal flooding. So our forecast does have it to be at 1.8 this morning. So I think it was a little lower than that, but it's only going up into Friday, and over the weekend it looks to be around 2 feet above normal. So yes, with that being said, I do expect parking to be limited on what is expected to be a busy weekend at the beach. So that's something to keep in mind. The moon rise is coming up at 7:54. The moon set 6:22 a.m. So tomorrow the moon will set before it's officially full. We also are still going to have cloud coverage overnight, but we do have a full moon tomorrow. All right, so we'll move right on along. So once again, we are starting off with hazy, hot, and humid conditions, and that's going to be the case throughout the upcoming week. Of course, this haze is due in part, or in full really, to the agricultural burning that takes place this time of year in Mexico and Central America. And so we're still seeing the impacts of that. Our air quality this morning was at the unhealthy for some level, which does mean lung disease, heart disease, things like asthma, young children, elder adults, all should really limit their time outdoors because of the poor air quality that we get this time of year. 93 degrees at 3 p.m. Yes, it's going to be hot. We've got the southeast wind pumping today, so it's going to be stronger than we've seen over the last few days for sure. So here's our current air quality. As I mentioned, it's at the unhealthy for some. That is the medium level, so we want to be good. We've been trending moderate to unhealthy for some, and even at times we get up to unhealthy, which could be possible today with a little bit stronger wind. So we are going to be windy throughout the day, and so even through 6:30, when you see the yellows, the yellow color showing up, that pale yellow, that means that the smoke is going to be rather dense. So that's going to be sticking with us into Thursday. Now, the trend heading into the weekend is a little bit less dense in the smoke, so maybe those burns are starting to come to an end. They tend to end toward the end of May, so we will see. Right now in our day planner, this is your temperatures. We're looking at the heat index also. So for many of us across the coastal band, we do have a heat advisory in effect today. So that heat advisory is going to be from 1 to 7 p.m. That's when those numbers are at the most dangerous level, because it's going to feel like it's at or above 110, especially in Kingsville, anytime really between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m., which is just really brutal. So let's get into the long range forecast. That's what you're here for, right? I think so. Let me know in the comments if you want to interact. say hi, what's up? That's what this live is good for. So as far as our temperatures, we are going to see them boosting over the weekend. So we're riding right around 93, especially if we see less of that smoke in our atmosphere. More of the sun's heat is going to make it to the surface, so that will help our temperatures easily get into the mid to upper 90s. We could be pushing the triple digits by Sunday and Monday. So then look what happens Tuesday. Yes, there is hope. I'm going to put it this way. There is hope for an east northeasterly wind. So with that being said, temperatures will be a few degrees cooler, but by no means are we going to be cold. You do not need to pull out any jackets or anything like that, but there is a chance for an east northeast wind. Until then, the southeast wind is pumping. It's going to boost our humidity. It's going to boost our heat index values. Now, when we have an east northeast wind, it doesn't drop the dew points a lot. We're talking maybe 75, which is still at that sweltering instant sweat level, but we've been hanging out right around 80. So 5-degree drop in dew points would be pretty dramatic on our heat index value, which is why in this graphic you see us going from around 113 to 114 over the weekend down to about 103 as we head into Monday or Tuesday of next week. So there we have it, 103, 93 though your high, but if we just drop the dew point 5 degrees, it has a pretty drastic impact on our heat index. Now with these numbers, I do expect heat advisories, possibly excessive heat warnings, which does mean it is dangerous to be outside for too long once we get above 115, which we were there a lot last year, and we've already had one excessive heat warning issued. I believe it was just for inland areas, but I would need to double check that. And so this is earlier than we saw the heat last year, which is not good. Hey Matthew, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Okay, so let's move on along. Rain, any hope for rain? Well, there's some hope. We'll put it that way. With the cold front coming through especially, that brings us some of the best chance of rainfall. But most of the rain is going to be across North Texas. So you'll see the heavier rain forecasts, 3+ inches up south of Dallas to the Texarkana region. We also are seeing some hope for some rainfall in our watershed. So we'll break that down in future casts now. So what we are seeing is going to be some stalled out fronts hanging out to our north, and that's why North Texas gets a lot of it. If you've been watching First Edition, I've been showing the graphic with that heat dome just like chilling over the area. It's not great, y'all, but here we have it. So we get the cold front creating thunderstorms today across North Texas. Yes, they're still getting some cold fronts and rain-cooled air, but that also comes with the risk of hail, excuse me, high winds and tornadoes. We have the dry line off to our west, so that hope for rain in the watershed is going to come with that dry line action right here. You see it passing right over the northern watershed, and so this is going to be contingent on storms developing on the dry line, which is not necessarily a guarantee. And the further those storms get away from the dry line as it retreats heading into the night, the weaker those storms will get. Any action to our north, south of the cold front, is going to stay to our north. Now there is a chance we get a few kind of outflow showers, a brief maybe little bit of rain-cooled air, maybe into B and Live Oak County, but otherwise we are not going to see much. Rain chances continue to stay mostly to our north as we head into Thursday. So we'll zoom back out here. You see another round of strong to severe thunderstorms there, mostly across the Red River Valley, and then that action continues to kind of just track right along that stationary front. As we continue on into the weekend, all the rain still staying to our north. Now, once again, Saturday, we could see some activity try to develop on the dry line, but it doesn't look great for South Texas. And then, hold on, let's go back so we can zoom out. Then here we go into Monday. So actually right here, I didn't draw this very well, is going to be a front that tries to sneak in. So yesterday, the European model was showing that this front Monday into Tuesday slides through South Texas. Right now, the European model is what I'm showing you. Right now, the European model is not very confident on that, and it kind of has delayed it a little bit possibly. So we still get some dry line action, it looks like on Monday. Not a guarantee for South Texas. And then there's a little bit of hope for a front that tries to approach right through here. So this is Tuesday night into Wednesday, but it quickly breaks up and weakens, and we see the return of our southeast wind. So the European model not on board with the cool down as much as it was yesterday, which makes it really hard for me to be confident in it. But with that being said, there's still a chance. The GFS, the America model, is still on board for an easterly wind. So we'll hope that we get it, so at least we don't stay at 97 all week and into next week. But with that being said, the ridge of high pressure really does build quite a bit. So we'll show the ridge off. And then we'll look at the 7-day and we'll be done with this forecast. Also, shout out to all the grads out there graduating. Congratulations. We are seeing this high pressure again building and strengthening. So watch the red just grow as we head into the weekend and next week. That is not a good sign, especially even with that cold front trying to move through. Now, the one hope for some rain in our area, the one hope, we'll put it that way, is that we have the high pressure sliding a little bit off to the west, which means we will get that north to south flow instead of the drier air coming from south to north. But regardless, and that helps bring the front a little further south, but this front is not going to weaken this high pressure much, if at all, and so our hope for rain is not looking good. Now, this model shows kind of a lot of rain even in the ridge of high pressure, and you can get rain, especially on the edge of the high pressure. Once you get more in the center, now these are mountains, that's orographic lift causing the rain down south into Mexico, and those aren't going to move. They're just going to stay over the mountains, right? So not a ton of hope for rain, but at least we have a little bit of hope, and maybe we get a little bit in our watershed, because at this point every bit really counts. But it wasn't enough for me to confidently really put anything on the 7-day, but at least we are going a few degrees cooler as we head into Tuesday. But keep in mind, dangerous heat index values are still going to be possible, which is at or above 110. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to check out my social media pages. We can interact there. That's going to be Carly Smith WX on all social media platforms that I have, which is Facebook, Twitter, X, and Instagram. Thanks, y'all.